guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to Illustrating Failure with moi. So my name is Janie and I am a new graduate from art school and I'm just trying to make it in the world of freelancing without too much prior experience. En français. That was not French. Anyways, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about mentorships, which I know is kind of a touchy topic. I know it was like in the previous years and also this year too, for like different reasons. And I don't want to like go into too much of the controversy. Everything I know is like second, third hand because honestly I live under a rock a lot of times. But I do want to talk a little bit about mentorships to give people who are looking into mentorships a little bit of like a resource from someone who have had a mentorship before and who has had a more positive experience. So I'm not like encouraging you or discouraging you from a mentorship, and I'm saying that to cover my own butt. But I'm just talking about my own experience with mentorships and what I kind of know from my friends' experiences with mentorships in general. And so personally, I had a really positive experience in my illustration mentorships. My mentors that mentored me, I'm not going to say who they are because I do want to protect their privacy and respect that, like, I mean, there's not too many people watching this, but I just still don't want them to get swarmed by, like, people thinking that they're offering these mentorships all the time. So the reason why I chose to look for a mentorship was partially because of Sheridan's, like, co-op program where you look for, like an internship or, a mentorship, like, in between your third and fourth year. And the other reason is I know some people who have had mentorships and they all sounded like they learned a lot from their mentorships. And also, like, I just want to, like, know more people in my industry. I always love, like, talking to people and just, like, seeing what their experience is like in the industry. So that's why I was really interested in finding a mentorship as opposed to like an internship for my co-op term. During my mentorships, I think I learned so much from my mentors. I definitely like grew a lot in terms of like how I looked at projects and how like I worked on my projects through my mentors. Like they're just like this really kind well of like information that I'm like, wow, I can't believe like you're sharing your like experience with me. I'm like so privileged to like be in your presence. And honestly, like I think a lot of my friends who went through mentorships, they had like mostly had similar experiences. Like looking at my friends' work, like some of them, like it was day and night before and after that summer between third and fourth year through mentorships. And I don't like that is their personal experience and they worked very hard to get to that place from their mentorship. So I'm not saying like if you get a mentorship, your work is just gonna improve, because that's honestly like how much you put into something, you will get out of it at the end of the day. I think in terms of the actual mentorship experience itself, even like the lower ends of like experience in terms of mentorships was just the mentor was really busy and like they couldn't offer as much guidance. But I still think like it is valuable experience to gain, even like if the mentor like like just reaches out like a few times, like maybe like that's not exactly corresponding to like the co-op or whatever guidelines. I know like talking about this, if any of my like teachers or anyone like staff at Sheridan is watching, they're definitely giving me the side eye. So I'm not gonna make eye contact right now because I didn't want the side eye. So now on to a little bit about finding a mentorship. Start by like looking for someone that like you admire already, or like if a teacher of yours you admire, you can even like try to ask your teacher to be a mentor. Or like if your teacher knows anyone, then potentially if you are, you know, in their good books, they can help you, because that helped me a lot in terms of like getting my mentorships. Like, so I would advise you to, I mean, you didn't hear from me, but try to like use your resources, like be nice and respectful, obviously. Like, don't hound someone. If they don't want to do it, like just leave them. Like, be respectful and like find someone else. It's cool. There's like a lot of people out there. Another way of looking for mentorship is just like, I feel like Twitter is a good resource. Probably like search for artists who do offer mentorships. I remember like in the beginning of the pandemic, there was some artists who like put out calls on their social media, on Twitter or on Instagram, like saying that they'll take in like mentees and you can like apply for there. But I mean, like, it might line up with your co-op term. I mean, like, if you're just looking for mentorship in general, like, you know, you can find it at any time. But otherwise, like, you can just go through, like, the good old, like, cold emailing someone. So after you find someone that you really love their art and you're like, oh my gosh, it'd be, like, such an honor to be, like, advised or mentored by them, I would just go through their social media first. Just to see if they had some previous beef against mentees or like mentorships in general. If you're looking for someone to be your mentor, you should probably like find out as much about them before contacting them as possible, both like as a respect for their time and also like, you know, protecting yourself. And like, you know, like the artists are like usually like all like very nice, and they're not saying it to like hurt anyone or like to point fingers, but like, you know, it's just, even if you write the most like nice email or like try to go about things like to the best of your ability, sometime like it can be taken the wrong way over email because it's hard to like read tone. So I would, if they already like have something on their social media previously, I would just like leave that alone. Respect their space, respect their time, their privacy. Like, you know, one day maybe if you meet them somewhere, it'd be pretty cool to like hang out and like talk about it there, and they can offer you some guidance, but probably just like skip that as a person to reach out for a mentorship. And when you're emailing people or like DMing people, I wouldn't really advise DMing so much because that feels more private. But like, you kids and your social media, you probably know a lot about that, so like in some instances it might be like okay to go in that direction. But on the most part, I would just like email them at their work email. So when you're emailing them, like try to be like as respectful as like humanly possible. You know, write them a personalized email each, being like, hey, like I really like your work. I really like X, Y, and Z about your work. You know, like prove to them in the email that like, you know, this is not a generic email. Like, I do appreciate their art and their craft, and I'm reaching out like respectfully, and it's not just like a mass email being like looking for mentors, because I think that would like annoy a lot of people. At the end of my emails, like I would even thank them for their time, for just even reading my email, because I know like it is a time commitment to even comb through the email from like this random person that like, you know, you've never met before and you don't owe them anything. And, you know, if they don't respond like in a few days, I would just like leave it alone. And then before you respond to them, before you like follow up, if like they don't respond and you like really like, you know, love them, I would just go through their social media like a little bit, just in case, just by the off chance, like, you know, they may have said a thing or two about people contacting them. Like maybe they're just really busy, or like, you know, maybe they're like swamped. Like who knows? Like it could save you from knowing whether it is a good idea to contact them again. And if you do follow up with them, remember to continue being as respectful as possible. Just be like, hey, just wanted to follow up with you. Like maybe like my previous email got buried, but I really like love what you do, and like I would just, you know, like if you are available, or like if you have some time, like maybe this is something we can do. Like I'll try to like not take up too much of your time, be respectful. Like I would try to like emphasize like not taking too much of their time, because if they're like, you know, like a top tier illustrator, they're probably like fairly busy, and time is money. So you, like them helping you like shouldn't be like a huge time commitment and like source of exhaustion for them. And so I would try to like make you and like, you know, the process seem like as painless as possible, but also like be transparent with like, you know, like some things that like you might need throughout the process. And for the next part, if you find someone who is like, who has the time and like is like, okay, cool, like I could help mentor you. Sometimes they have mentored people before and sometimes they haven't. So like depending on like which one, I mean, it depends on your personality too. I would just kind of know ahead of time like what kind of things that you are looking for in a mentorship. For example, if I am looking to do things in the children's book industry, I would probably look into like children's book illustrators to like, you know, reach out to them for like potentially their help. And then like I would probably like, in terms of the project I want to do in the summer, probably like want to like do my own kids book, and then like those are specific things that like they would know about and they can like help you with and give you some tips in the industry for kids books. Or if it's like, you know, editorial, then like maybe I'm just pulling out examples here, like maybe you can, you know, ask them to give you some like fake jobs. Like if they're busy, maybe like you can find like articles and stuff and like make like editorial pieces for those articles yourself, and then they can like, you know, just give you like a critique or feedback every like week, 2 weeks, depending on like, you know, what you work out with them like in your schedule. So like once you get a mentorship, during the mentorship, remember, I've been repeating this a lot, but be as respectful as possible towards your mentors. This not only helps you in the industry, but also like it'll help future like students potentially get a mentorship with that mentor. You know, if like a mentor like has a negative experience, they'll probably be like very less likely to mentor anybody else in the future. So you're kind of like burning the rope for you know, someone else to potentially gain that valuable experience. In the mentorship, you know, like if your mentor is like a few days, even like a week like late with like an email, like of course like you should follow up and stuff, but like, you know, be respectful. And like if they message you, do not ghost your mentors. Like do not ghost your mentors. It's not like cool if you don't respect their time that they took to message you, especially since most mentorships are unpaid. And so the mentors are doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. And so if you like ghost them and they have to follow up with you. Like, unless there's like a family emergency or there's like, you know, something that like really went downhill. Yeah, that's not a good sign. That doesn't help you. Like, if something does come up and you can't finish a project on time, or like if you know, can't like do the thing that you said that you'll get done for the meeting, or like, you know, for that email, like just let them know. Like, be like, okay, I'll be like an extra few days, or like, you know, I just need a little bit of extra time. Just like let them know that you can't make it, so then they won't be waiting and wondering like, where did this kid go? And just, you know, during the mentorship, I would try to work as hard as possible, because like this is literally somebody from the industry with really valuable like industry experience, and you know, you want them to like enjoy having you as a mentee, because you know, like again, they're doing this like out of the goodness of their heart, so you want to try to make it as a positive experience for them and for like yourself as well. And so the next point I want to bring up is really important, and that's about boundaries. And I think it is really important to like have a good relationship with your mentor, and like, you know, like that's part of the mentorship like experience, that like, you know, you can get to know each other better, and like, you know, if you need help for, like, you can reach out to, and you know, they could, you know, can really help you out, and like you can try to like do your best to give back as well. If the off chance, like, you know, something is making you feel uncomfortable, or like some boundaries are getting pushed, I would definitely try to like talk to a friend about it, or like if you have like a teacher or someone that you can reach out to and just like ask them about it. Someone that you trust to like help you through that, and to like maybe like help you find a solution depending on like what that uncomfortableness is. Like, depending on what, like maybe you can like have a talk to your mentor if you like feel safe enough to talk about boundaries, or like, you know, it might be time to just end it. Like, you can try to find some excuse, or like something came up, thank them for their time. Like, I don't know if I'm like going about this in like too much of a roundabout way. Like, it just honestly depends on the situation, and like it honestly just depends on the situation, and like what is the right course of action from there. Like, I can't say a thing to do for everything, because I'm just trying to keep it brief, man. And I think finally, just to end it on a more positive note for mentorships, like, honestly, just, you know, your mentor is giving you all this time and, you know, this wealth of information to like help you, and they're usually like just paying it forward from like someone who's mentored them before, and like they just want to help you. So like maybe hopefully like you could, if you're in the place to do so, to like mentor someone as well. And you know, there's not, sometimes like for illustrators it's like hard to help them, because like people just like work on a computer, and it's like there are some small things you can do, but it's not like there's that much you can do sometimes to give back. But I would always ask if there is anything that you can, you know, do to give back during your mentorship, whether it is like organizing some files or something, like, I don't know. And like at the end, like buy them a coffee or something, or like, you know, treat them to some food, like if you're comfortable. Like just try to give back a little bit to them. Not only would that help make a good impression for you, but I think it's just the fact that they'll feel that the time that they spent on you was appreciated. And I think that's just a good human thing to do. So thank you so much for listening, guys. So whether you are looking for a mentorship for school, or like, you know, you need some like help in the industry, I hope this could like give you some guidance in finding some things and like navigating through mentorships. If you liked today's video, please remember to leave me a like, and just if you have any questions, let me know below in the comments, or like, you know, you have some like other tips for like mentorships as well, just let me know below. And remember, if you want any more content like this, I have like more like, you know, art school or like art tips as well in general coming up in my future videos. So remember to subscribe if you want to hang out with me a little bit more. And I will see you next time on Illustrating Failure. Bye!